Cancelled.
Squeezy.
Uh-oh. We've got an article from the Roy's Report, which means we got some assholes who are back in the conversation. Embattled IHOPKC to close, start new organization to limit liability. The International House of Prayer Kansas City will be closing its doors and starting a new organization following months of clergy sexual abuse allegations against its founder, Mike Bickle, leaders announced at an internal IHOP University staff meeting yesterday. A leaked recording of the meeting that the Roy's Report obtained reveals the organization is bleeding $500,000 a month due to donors being too connected to the now permanently removed Bickle. Leaders hope this move will limit IHOPKC's liability regarding victims' lawsuits, and Isaac Bennett, pastor of IHOPKC's Forerunner Church, in the meeting, "We're the people to sue at the end of the day," said Bennett. That produces significant liabilities there. However, Boz, whatever the fuck your last name is, Tchividjian, that's the closest thing I know how to say, an attorney who represents multiple Jane Does who have accused Bickle of clergy sexual abuse, told the Roy's Report that IHOPKC is in fantasy land if it thinks closing down and starting a new organization protects its assets from lawsuit. To try to do so would be fraudulent, Tchividjian says. Matt Chandler, president of IHOP University, made the announcement about IHOPKC's gradual closing to staff yesterday. The Roy's Report also obtained an email of the same announcement. IHOPKC as an organization is beginning to wind down, Chandler said. We're going to be maintaining our prayer room and eventually beginning a new organization. IHOPKC hasn't made the announcement public and didn't immediately return an email requested by the Roy's Reports for comment. We are seeing this present era coming to an end and the Lord beginning a new era, said Bennett in the meeting. IHOPKC has been consulting with various experts on how to handle the crisis, said Bennett on the recording. It could rebrand, but that doesn't address its underlying governance issues that has led to many allegations of mishandling of abuse allegations. Bennett said it also doesn't protect the organization from the people who may decide to sue IHOPKC. In cases where there's clergy abuse, where there's allegations that are outstanding, when there's now interest in having an investigation that goes back through all of our 24-year history to find cases where there's been mishandling of abuse or where there's been cover-up or whatever else it is people believe has been gone on. Those things will produce inevitability a contingent of individuals who are wanting to get restitution, said Bennett, and they're not going to go knock on Mike's door because, well, he probably won't answer, but they're not going to knock on Mike's door because he doesn't have any money. But IHOPKC has facilities. Tchividjian, however, told the Roy's Report that the thinking is misguided. The notion that they can just shut it down and start a new organization and all of that prior potential liability is wiped away and is fantasy land. Tchividjian said, to suddenly take all the property, put it in name of new organizations to limit liability, that would what I believe be called a fraudulent transfer. A court would not allow that. Tchividjian said he's put IHOPKC on notice about one claim but isn't aware of any pending lawsuits. Typically, people can still sue organizations for a set period of time after they've shut down, he said. If somebody files a claim against the old organization, they will be able to attach the claim to the new organization and new assets, he said. So I'm glad Tchividjian, as we've been calling him Tchividjian, like I said, I need to look into this guy, but I bet he wouldn't tell me anything. If some of you are probably interested in how close I've gotten to this, I think we know some people. I know some people have seen it. I think I've had enough people I know have seen it at the organization to know I am not welcome there. So, but I could sneak in. I can do whatever the fuck I want. That's kind of what I've been telling everyone lately. You know, I can do whatever. This is the, is this just like, this has to just be like a mafia thing, like not like the actual mafia, but like a kind of how the mafia runs business. When one crime family dies, you move to the other one, but it's still the same bullshit. Same shit, different toilets, they like to say. And yeah, it's just the idea that they're doing this thinking it's a good idea and also their way to get out of trouble is pretty fucking wild that they think that. And they, and their reasoning is everyone's gonna, associate IHOPKC with Mike Bickle. I mean, he's the founder, that is true. He is going to be the founder. And I could see them, if they decided they just wanted to change their name, no one would give a shit. But they're doing this whole, we're going to close the doors of IHOPKC and then we're going to start a new one. And that's going to save us from all legal trouble. The boys are still in legal trouble. Dude, like, this is not a good way to do this. And anything, like, like, even if a company goes over, don't the people who work there, aren't they still liable? I don't know the law. Don't ask me this shit, but, like, like, and yeah, they're doing this because of money, It's like, you start losing some money, and then all of a sudden, churches show their true colors. People show their true colors, and that's the thing. It's like you meet some capital C somewhere, and they're always like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford this. I'm like, are you donating money to your church? Yeah, you have the money. You have the money. It's you take the money you're donating to your church and use it for things to help you stay alive and live in comfort, And so, it's like, we're not making any money. We got to start this over. We got to change things, That's the crazy thing about churches and stuff. Like, they're just businesses. Like, they're almost just like music venues in a sense. But, at least people in music try to show they just show their true colors. Like, people at churches don't. Like, it's like, really, like, it's just the entertainment business. Like, you listen to a band, you do little activities, you listen to someone do a TED Talk, It's like, it's, do stand-up comedy, It's just like a show, like, you go to. Like, it's just like a concert venue. That's what most, And in my mind, I don't know why. I think churches should just, stop asking for donations, just do a cover charge, It's like, it's $10 to go to church here, and then, at least there, it's like, yeah, you can donate if you want to, but, we're going to put a cover charge at the door. I don't know. That's always my thought. Like, churches should just have a cover charge at the door. And, and you get your big arenas, at least you can be like, well, they made their money fairly. They're not trying to manipulate and be bad to people and, like, try to suck all their resources dry, stuff like that. But, yeah, IHOPKC, this is not the savior to all of your problems. You did bad things, and your leadership knew about those bad things, and instead of trying to do the right thing, they tried to cover it up. And they tried to cover it up by telling the victims that it didn't happen and tell them to shut their mouths and threats and possible violence and, nothing confirmed, but I've heard some rumors that, they've thought about putting hits on people. That's not confirmed, so don't say anything like that and keep people from not talking. I think, when too many women come forward, stop hiding and just admit you're wrong, admit what you did, and then do the right things to make up for it. That's what you do. You don't try to weasel your way out of this shit. That's the entire thing, IHOP. You can't just weasel your way out of this shit. There's not going to be, you're dealing with non-believers now. And with non-believers, your bullshit's not going to work. Your little Christian bullshit is not going to work on non-believers. We're going to follow what's morally right and what's right by, the laws of this country. And we don't give a shit if God gave you a little prophecy to molest someone. We don't care. We still call it wrong. If I could say John Stamos told me that I have to have sex with you, like, how, what's going to happen there? I'm going to be put on a list. That's exactly what's going to happen. So, IHOP, just admit you're full of shit and do what you need to do to make it up to these people. Do what you need to do, whether you need to, I don't know what to do. I don't know. You know what you're supposed to do. Like, you know what you're supposed to do. You're, hiding this and starting a new business. It's just going to be the same shit over again. So, it's time to stop. I would really like you guys to just close down your doors. Leadership team should have to pay, because they're the ones at fault. They're also at fault here. It's not like they're like, we didn't know Mike was doing any of this shit. You knew all this shit. And maybe some of you guys need to be like chemically castrated too. That's what I'm thinking. Chemically castrated, because some of you guys need to keep it in your pants. We'll be right back.
Thank you for watching this clip. Watch it again or watch something else.